So listen, Toya just one of them people. When she's mad, she's mad. It don't really matter what's going on in the world around her being mad. When she mad, she mad. I get it. Hey guys, thanks so much for clicking on the video. This is my review for Married to Medicine. This is season 9, episode 12. Listen, like I said, I get it. I get it. I'm an old nasty piece of Capricorn. And generally when I'm mad, I'm mad. Don't matter what starts happening in your life, you know, my mad don't usually go to the side. Now, as I've gotten older, I tend to not speak on things out of my anger. I kind of just leave it alone. But no, I don't become less angry because you have some misfortune. So I'm not. I would be lying if I told you, "Oh, I don't understand that." I do understand it, but we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about it. Once Tori's mad at you, she's mad at you flat out, and I get it. Right, wrong, or indifferent, it is what it is. I get it. But anyway, let's start here. Old Dr. Jackie welcomes in her new doctor. She welcomes her on board with Gucci. Gucci baby. And then said, well, you know, this, I look like I'm bringing in a mini me. I said, okay. Okay, beautiful little Gucci bag. I said, okay, come on, Dr. Jackie, you got a little position open. I want me a Gucci bag to come work down there with the Dr. Jackie. That was really nice. That was very nice. We move on. Eugene is actually starting a new job for urgent care for cancer patients. It's going to give him better hours. He definitely is going to be able to do more. It's going to alleviate some of that stress we've been seeing him go through. Um, Less time at work, still getting his pay and doing what he needs to do, and less burnout. So I think that's going to work for him. So I was happy for Eugene, and seems like Toya is going to be pretty happy. And I think this is some of the change that they need going forward. Little Ashton is actually planning the food for his own little 12th birthday dinner party. I said, well, come on here. And I looked at him. That boy looked just like Toya. Well, I looked at Ashton and then I looked at Toya at the end where they did a zoom in on Toya. Ashton is literally Toya's twin. I was like, oh my God, he's growing. He looks just like his mommy. But yeah, now that I thought was really cute. A 12-year-old party, and he wanted to do a dinner party because he actually has interest in cooking like his dad. Because we've heard over the seasons how well, and we've seen him how well Eugene cooks, and he really enjoys cooking. So that didn't surprise me at all. I thought it was nice how he went in and they took him to the butcher shop, and he's learning how to actually shop and everything. And it's his party, and he's putting it all together, and everything for his little party turned out really good. There was this one scene where Toya was making a big deal about this little girl that he kind of likes. And she come down with COVID, so she couldn't come to the party. And they were like so nervous. And she's like, uh, Eugene's like, he'll be fine. And Toya's like, no, I don't know. I don't even want to tell him that she's not gonna be able to come because I don't want to mess up the mood. He was so unbothered, child. He's Eugene's child. He is Eugene's child. He's like, oh, okay. Yeah, I already knew she wasn't gonna be able to come. I was like, Lord, you're worrying too much, Toya. Anyway, let's jump over here with things that kind of said halt and back up, backpedal, if you will. Cecil and Simone sit down with Omarosa and they talk about this here book proposal. And Omarosa says, hey, and this shocked me, like, are y'all serious, you two here? Y'all serious? Um, Omarosa said, something's worrying me here. You didn't put in here, it's missing the whole reason that you all were going to get a divorce. Do you think you're going to sell a book that just has all the good stuff and none of the bad stuff? Not happening, Captain. It ain't happening. And I was like, I, I was shocked at Simone and Cecil. Like, are y'all serious? Y'all thought that that was, first of all, you all had that happen on national television. You thought you were actually going to make a book and don't include that in. And all it did, she laid it straight out to them, said, y'all got to do that. And Simone was saying, there's some things that haven't been said. If I actually put pen to paper about my true feelings about that, she's afraid like they're going to start arguing again. Because basically, what I got for what they said was, we didn't fix it. We just kind of put the rug over top of it. So Cecil said, damn the book. We got to get back into counseling. I agree. I agree. Because if writing the book or the mere mention of what happened is going to drive a wedge, then y'all haven't fixed anything. Because once you release the book, if you put that in there, it's going to be, they're going to talk about it on social media, and that's going to be like reopening the wound because y'all aren't healed. So yeah, y'all don't actually have an actual healed wound. Y'all got a scab. And scabs don't do nothing. I mean, after a while, they just fall off. Anyway, so that was very interesting. I said, how did you jump the gun with that? I was so shocked with them with that. But anyway, moving on. Then we see Jackie actually getting off work at 2:30 in the afternoon. And it was so funny to see her going through talking about how she was literally leaving. It was still daylight outside. And then Curtis was just happy to see her. And she came in, she took his sandwich and, real cute. The cute stuff with Curtis and Dr. Jackie. I was here for it. It was cute. Jackie, Quad, and Heavenly had a little conversation, and Heavenly was talking. She's dealing real heavily with this thing with her mom, and her mom ended up transitioning, but just going toward it and all this kind of thing. And then she had talked to a prophetess, and the prophetess had actually said that Heavenly's mom was sending a message to her and tell her, that she's dancing now. And because her mom actually couldn't toward it and she wasn't able to walk and stuff. And she told her, that she's dancing now. Basically, her mom is basically okay. And Quad asked her, did the prophetess tell you, to stop pushing folks away? Like, stop being so messy, honey, and pushing folks away. I said, Quad, not the time. I like that thing on Quad. But I think that some people it works for. I think that gave a little bit of closure for Dr. Heavenly. I think she benefited from hearing that from that prophetess. So that was cool. Then, because this episode didn't have a whole bunch going on until the end. And the end was this Jackie remember when she did the vaccine drive? She had an outdoor party at her house just to, to thank everybody for their playing their part in the vaccine drive. So it was cold. They ain't used to being cold like that down in Atlanta, Georgia. But they had the party and they actually had a portable food barbecue set up out there that was really cute. And there was this shade that was thrown. I said, what is with the shade? This shade being thrown at Eugene about him serving Toya, because they went to get the plates and all of this. And all the women basically went and got their men plates. But of course, Eugene went and got Toya's plate instead of the other way around. Heavenly, being heavenly, and she was giving. I said, girl, there she go. There she go, always trying it. The thing about Anila didn't show up. Anila and Karen didn't show up. They said, Anila is just traumatized with the whole thing that happened with their house being burglarized and all of this. Then that little thing came up where Carrie, I told y'all that Carrie Wills is trouble. She basically had said that Anila was being set up. It was a setup. So, a mess. That little thing was floating. Then there was this talk about Toya having a party. at the time when all of this happened. And, it was pointing eyes at Toya. So we got all that together. And in the confessionals, you got Contessa and you got Toya. And they're like, really? And then they're laughing at the party. They were like laughing about it, like seriously. Like people think that Toya actually set it up. Quad kind of is leaning that way, as well as Heavenly kind of leaning. It sounds a little suspect. You have this party and you live in this gated community and somebody got in and y'all just had it out. I mean, it does. All roads kind of do lead around there to Toya's house, and it look a little suspect. Okay, it is what it is, but it's growing legs for the most part. It's growing legs a little bit, and Toya is real nonchalant because see, once Toya's mad, everybody's kind of expecting Toya to kind of drop the gauntlet and be like, "Oh my God, well that's terrible. What happened?" But Toya ain't there. Toya's all but happy that it happened to her. But she's like, listen, it is what it is. It just happened. It was what it was. But then she's like, well, is it possible that Anila is a liar? I said, damn, Toya. The fact, Toya is just very matter of fact. When she's mad at you, she's just mad at you. And that's that. So those types of things are kind of pointing the arrows more so at Toya. Toya's mad as hell at Heavenly as well. She's mad at Heavenly. She's just mad in general. She's been being more and more angry with the group. Toya hasn't been good with the group as a whole in a long time. The only one she's really cool with is Simone, and from what I see. And she just kind of like when it started, the arrows started pointing and it was given, well, girl, she's kind of, matter of fact. She even broke out there and said, Quad, girl, like I heard stuff about you talking about my family. Like, please, are you serious? Like I hear it all the time. And Quad was like, girl, ain't nobody talking about you. Ain't nobody thinking about your family. She said, well, it don't seem that way because the streets keep saying that you say tons of stuff about my family, Quad, and you don't need to talk. And child, then her and Heavenly. And she's like, Heavenly got very angry. And Heavenly was like, because she told Heavenly, like, basically, you played a part in the whole thing that took place. Over at Quad's house. You ushered all that in. Your mouth was real instrumental in getting things popped off, which it was, Heavenly. It was, but Heavenly just wasn't in the space for it at all. Heavenly kind of went off and she jumped up and she's like, I'm ready to go. She told Damon, let's go. That's all she needed. She said, my mom just died and told them all F them and kiss her ass. She's like, ain't nobody said nothing to me. She felt like this wasn't the time to attack her. But you have to understand, you had something unfortunate happen in your life. Toya wasn't feeling the way he was feeling. She didn't feel like putting the white flag down while you grieve and then y'all could pick it back up. People, everybody don't fight by them rules. They really don't. And Simone actually tried to talk to Toya. She said, before we go outside, Toya was like, listen, you should have came to my rescue, but you left me hanging too. I'm about sick of the whole group. The whole group wants me to feel some kind of way. She said, I don't play about my marriage. She played just as much a part of trying to tear my marriage up as Anila. And now you want me to feel bad because her mother passed. You want me to feel bad because Anila's house got robbed. Well, I'm sorry, I don't feel that, is where she was coming from. And I'm like, listen, it sounds curt, but I get where she's coming from. They want a halt on everything but everybody don't fight like that. I ain't saying it's right. I ain't saying it's wrong. It's just the way some people are set up. It is. I mean, I generally, if I'm in battle with somebody and that happens, I usually just shut up because I know that my feelings ain't changed. My feelings haven't changed. So I'll just shut my mouth. I'm not of the fake nature that I'm battling with you. I mean, there's been a person that I was literally battling tooth and nail with. and they perished. They died. Somebody right down here on the YouTube streets. We were in a constant back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. This person wished death on me and everything else, said that they, couldn't wait for my cancer to come back and kill me and take me out. This is what this person was saying. And then meanwhile, in the midst of the battle, their autoimmune disease that they had ended up taking them out. And I just shut up. I just shut my mouth. I just shut my mouth. But what I wasn't going to do, and what I still won't do, is sit around and act like I like the person. Sit around and be said, oh, rest in peace. I'm not doing any of that. I'm not doing any of that. Listen, there's going to be some people who have something to say, and I'm opening it up for you to write whatever you want to write down in them comments. But I didn't find it in my heart to play the fake game of, oh, I feel so bad for you. Listen, I don't want to see anybody have to transition, but I'm not going to sit here and act like, I'm not going to go buy no flowers. I'm not going to go buy no flowers because remember, you actually wished that upon me and it ended up happening to you. What I did and have done, I shut my mouth. I threw no more insults. I said nothing else out of the way about the person. I just shut my mouth, but I won't sit around and be fake. And I'm just not going to be fake. Like I said, I wasn't buying no flowers, baby. I wasn't buying no flowers. It was what it was. The argument ended there. The argument ended there. But my feelings didn't change. Everything I said about the person leading up to that, that's all still valid. That's all still valid. I meant every word of it. And before I take it away, I'll add some more to it. I can't play the fake game. So that's why I said I kind of get what she's saying. It's harsh, but it's a harsh reality. And this is reality TV. So listen, I'm going to leave that right there. And I know some of y'all got something to say. Go on. I got a nice strong back. Say what you will. I'll listen, I guess. Be respectful, or I'll give it to you. Now go on in the comments and do what you do. Be respectful, or I will get down in the comments and I will give it to you. Anyway, I don't apologize about being me. I am SpillitBoyTV. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Before I take it away, I'll add some to it. That's a promise. Anyway, so as she was leaving, that doggone Heavenly was throwing all kind of jabs at him. When she said, my man got a big D, I said, well, we all know that. And they all turned around looking. I said, Eugene, don't you turn around and look like that. You know she talking about you. Poor Eugene. You know she talk about you, little guy. You stop, and you can thank your wife for that. I said, oh, Heavenly. That Heavenly. See, again, Heavenly play for keeps too. You mad because ain't nobody acknowledging that you had something really bad happen, and here you are taking something nasty and throwing it in the face of the husband who ain't got nothing to do with the daggone argument. See, girl, what come around, go around. Everybody was equally nasty. Don't you agree? Anyway, I'll talk to y'all next week. I know y'all get to type it. I know some of y'all down to go for it. Anyway, child, still love you. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.